Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are talking all about something that I think we all struggle with sometimes. How to supercharge both our personal and professional lives.
Yeah, it really is a balancing act sometimes.
Exactly. So today we are going to be exploring how to make your personal and professional growth work in perfect harmony. Almost like
Perfectly mixed cocktail. We'll break down why that connection is so important.
some practical tips that you can use starting today.
And yeah, we'll even look at a real-life example to show you how it's done.
Okay, so first things first, let's set the table. When we talk about personal growth,
What are we really talking about?
right. We're talking about you becoming more self-aware, building up those valuable skills, and really like honing those habits that help you reach your full potential.
Absolutely.
Maybe it's becoming a better communicator, getting better at managing your time.
Or like even leveling up your emotional intelligence. Those are all super important. And then on the professional side, think of it as gathering the tools and knowledge you need to really thrive in your career.
So like mastering a specific technical skill,
Becoming a leader that other people look up to.
or maybe even becoming a project management ninja.
Totally.
Okay, so we've got these two seemingly separate paths, personal growth and professional development.
Right. But what's so fascinating is that they're not actually separate at all.
It's more like they're intertwined. When one grows stronger, it just naturally supports the other.
Absolutely. And what's truly exciting is how this connection can actually lead to tangible benefits in the real world.
Totally.
Imagine you're putting in the work to be a better listener in your personal life. That same skill becomes a superpower at work, whether you're collaborating with your teammates, actively listening to what your clients need.
Giving a big presentation.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm already seeing how this all works. What else should we consider?
Okay, well, another crucial benefit is that this alignment helps you clarify what your goals actually are.
So it's about getting clear on your values and understanding how they connect with what you want to do professionally.
Exactly.
It's not just about climbing the ladder, it's about making sure the ladder is leaning against the right wall to start with.
You got it. And when your goals truly resonate with who you are at your core,
Deep down.
yes,
Yeah.
it creates this sense of deeper fulfillment.
Yeah, you're not just going through the motions anymore. You're
Mhm.
actually living and working with intention. I love that.
Yes.
Okay, I'm on board with the why. But how do we actually make this happen? What are some practical steps we can take?
Okay, let's start with the values check-in.
So not just grabbing a latte and thinking about life.
No,
Right.
it's about taking a structured approach to really identify what your core values are.
Okay, I like it. What do we do once we've identified those core values?
Then the magic really happens. We can map those values to potential career paths.
Or even our current roles.
Yes. If one of your core values is innovation, how can you bring more of that spirit into your current role? Could you propose a new project, or suggest a process improvement, or even volunteer for a task force that tackles a specific challenge?
I can see how this could be a game changer. Suddenly, it's not just about doing the work, it's about infusing it with what matters most to you.
That's it.
I love it.
And it doesn't stop there. Another strategy involves recognizing the power of transferable skills.
Okay.
We often compartmentalize our lives, thinking our hobbies or personal experiences have nothing to do with work. But what if I told you your passion for knitting could make you a fantastic project manager?
Wait, hold on. Knitting and project management, how does that even connect?
Well, think about the skills involved in knitting.
Yeah.
Meticulous attention to detail, the ability to manage complex patterns,
Oh, yeah.
and the patience to troubleshoot when things go wrong. These are all super valuable in the workplace.
Especially when it comes to managing projects,
Coordinating teams.
keeping everything on track.
Yeah.
Wow, I never thought of it that way. It's like seeing those connections between things that seem totally unrelated. What other strategies can we use?
One of my favorites is setting dual-purpose goals. It's like a two-for-one deal.
Ooh, I like deals.
Finding activities that simultaneously contribute to your personal and professional growth.
Okay, give me an example. How does this dual purpose goal thing actually work?
Let's say you've always wanted to improve your public speaking skills, but you're terrified of getting up in front of people.
Oh yeah, I can relate to that.
Instead of just signing up for a random course, think about how you can weave this into both your personal and professional life. Maybe you join a local Toastmasters group.
Okay.
This gives you a supportive environment to practice your speaking skills, which directly translates to more confidence when giving presentations at work. But it also helps you become more comfortable expressing yourself in social settings, which opens up a whole new world of possibilities in your personal life, too.
So it's not just about picking activities strategically. It's about finding those sweet spots where personal and professional growth intersect. This is making me rethink how I approach goal setting. What else should we keep in mind?
Continuous learning is key, but with a twist.
Oh,
Instead of just randomly signing up for courses, think about finding topics that spark both personal and professional interest.
got it.
Let's say you've always been curious about coding, but you think, well, I'm not a tech person. That's not for me. What if taking even just a basic coding course could boost your career prospects in our increasingly tech-driven world,
Yeah.
but also satisfy your personal curiosity?
It's like unlocking a secret level in a video game. You're leveling up in multiple areas at once. I'm getting really excited about the possibilities here. But before we get too carried away,
Right.
let's ground this with a real-life example.
Okay, let's talk about Lena. Now, Lena isn't someone you'd find on social media or LinkedIn. She's a fictional character, but her journey is based on real patterns we see in successful personal and professional growth.
So she's like a composite of real-life success stories.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. What's Lena's story?
Well, Lena was a marketing associate who felt really creatively stifled in her role. She also really wanted to step up as a leader, but wasn't sure how to make that happen. She just felt stuck, like something was missing.
I think a lot of people can relate to that feeling of wanting more, but not being sure what the more is or how to get there. So how did Lena break free from that feeling of being stuck?
She decided to put these principles into action, starting with setting those dual-purpose goals.
Oh, nice.
First, she enrolled in an online creative writing course. She always loved writing, but it kind of pushed it aside, with the busyness of life.
Yeah.
She figured reconnecting with her passion could bring fresh ideas to her marketing campaigns as well.
That's so smart. It's not about adding more to her plate. It's about choosing activities that nourish both her personal and professional sides. What else did she do?
She also joined a public speaking group. This gave her a safe space to practice leadership skills while also getting more comfortable presenting at work.
That's fantastic. So she's tackling her fear, building confidence, and developing valuable skills that directly benefit her career goals. This is what we mean by intentional growth, choosing activities that have a ripple effect across different areas of your life. So what was the outcome for Lena? Did all this personal and professional growth lead to tangible results?
It absolutely did. By weaving together these two threads,
Her personal and professional development.
she underwent a remarkable transformation. She started coming up with more innovative marketing ideas, she felt more confident in her abilities, and she became a more effective communicator. And within a year, she received a promotion.
Okay, that's incredibly inspiring. It shows how powerful this alignment can be. But I know what our listeners are thinking.
They want to know how to do it themselves.
Yeah, they're ready to create their own success story. How can we make this happen for them?
All right, let's break this down into a mini action plan. Grab a notebook or open a note on your phone. We're going to guide you through it step by step.
This is where the rubber meets the road. All right, everyone ready? First things first. What's one skill or habit you'd like to improve? Time management, creativity, communication, whatever jumps out at you.
And here's the key. How could improving that skill or habit directly benefit you professionally? Think about your current role, your dream job, that next step on your career ladder, and make the connection.
Perfect. Next up, let's get specific. Write down at least 10 actionable steps you can take today to start building this skill. Be as concrete as possible.
And finally, set a reminder on your calendar to check in with yourself a month from now.
Okay.
How's it going? Do you need to tweak your approach? This isn't about setting it and forgetting it. It's about staying engaged with your growth journey.
We've covered a lot of ground already, but there's so much more to explore. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh yeah, we're just getting started.
All right, everyone. Take a moment to solidify that mini action plan, and then come back for part 2 of our deep dive into aligning your personal and professional growth. We've got even more insights and strategies to help you create a life you truly love.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We're picking up right where we left off, figuring out how to make your personal and professional growth work together.
Like a well-oiled machine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And remember that action plan we created.
Oh yeah, don't let it sit there gathering dust.
It's not about adding more tasks to our to-do list. It's about making sure the things we're already doing are moving us forward in the bigger picture.
Absolutely. Zooming out for a minute, I think it's crucial to remember that we're not just a collection of job titles or skills. We're these whole complex individuals, and each part of ourselves influences the others.
It's about acknowledging and embracing that beautiful messiness of being human, bringing our full selves to the table,
In every aspect of our life.
both personally and professionally. But this journey isn't always easy, is it?
Of course not. There will be challenges, there will be setbacks. You might set a goal and realize it's not really serving you anymore.
Right.
Or you might just hit a roadblock and feel stuck.
Those setbacks are all part of the process.
Yeah, it's like navigating a new city. You're bound to take a few wrong turns,
You get lost a little.
but that's often how you discover those hidden gems.
Yeah, and learn the lay of the land.
What's so fascinating is how these challenges can actually become these opportunities for growth.
Yeah, when we hit a roadblock,
It forces us to step back
reassess.
and get creative.
And that's where self-reflection and adaptation becomes so important. Remember those strategies we talked about earlier?
Oh yeah, those regular check-ins are essential.
We need to ask ourselves, how are my goals feeling? Are they still in line with my values? Do I need to course correct? And we shouldn't be afraid to make adjustments along the way.
Right. Our goals should evolve as we evolve. The beauty of this approach is that it's flexible
It's adaptable.
and it's totally personalized. Now, this raises another important question. How do we actually stay motivated on this journey? Because let's be honest, committing to personal and professional growth takes effort.
And consistency.
It's like any worthwhile endeavor, there will be days when you're super excited and motivated.
And other days when it just feels impossible.
So how do we actually keep that momentum going and avoid getting discouraged?
Well, one powerful strategy is to stay connected to your WHY. Why is this growth important to you? What are you hoping to achieve?
It's like having that compass that keeps you pointed in the right direction, even when the path gets a little bumpy.
Absolutely. Another tip is to celebrate those wins, big and small. Acknowledge those milestones along the way.
Yeah, maybe you mastered a new skill, tackled a challenging project.
Or even finally stuck to a new habit. Whatever it is, give yourself credit.
Yeah, those little victories add up.
They give you fuel to keep that fire burning. You know what else can make a big difference?
What's that?
Surrounding yourself with the right people.
Ah, the power of community. Having that tribe of people who support you
And who get it.
and who celebrate your wins, that can be a total game changer.
It's about sharing those aha moments.
Those breakthroughs.
And even those, oops, I learned something from that moments.
Because remember, growth isn't about perfection, it's about making progress.
Exactly. And it's way more fun to celebrate those wins and learn from those mistakes when you have a supportive community cheering you on. Now, speaking of navigating challenges, I think it's important to acknowledge that the world of work is constantly changing.
Oh yeah, things are moving so fast.
What's valued today might be completely different tomorrow,
It can feel a bit overwhelming, like we're always playing catch-up.
but there's a silver lining. By embracing this mindset of continuous learning and personal growth,
We're setting ourselves up to be more adaptable and resilient.
in the face of all that change,
We're becoming lifelong learners.
who can navigate the twists and turns of our crazy, ever-evolving world. It's not just about acquiring specific skills, it's about developing a way of thinking,
A way of approaching challenges that will always be valuable.
no matter what the future holds. So we've talked about strategies for staying motivated, navigating challenges, adapting to change.
But let's bring this back down to earth. What are some actual tools or resources that can help us on this journey?
Well, there's a whole universe of resources out there, from online learning platforms like
Coursera's,
Udemy,
in-person workshops and conferences.
and even good old-fashioned books.
There's something for everyone.
Speaking of books, are there any that you've come across that have been helpful in your own growth journey?
Well, one that immediately comes to mind is Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's all about the power of making small changes that add up to significant results over time.
Yeah, it's a classic. And for those who are specifically looking for guidance in the workplace, I highly recommend How to Win at Work and in Life by Marcus Buckingham.
Oh, I haven't read that one yet.
It's full of practical advice and strategies that you can use right away.
And if you're a fan of TED Talks, Carol Dweck's talk on the power of believing that you can improve is a must-watch. It's all about cultivating that growth mindset, that belief that our abilities can be developed through hard work and dedication.
Oh, I love that one.
It's a really powerful reminder that our potential isn't fixed. It's constantly evolving.
This journey is about so much more than checking things off of a to-do list.
It's about embracing the possibility of continuous growth and transformation.
You know, it's interesting. When we start down this path of personal and professional growth, it can actually create a ripple effect.
What do you mean?
Well, when we invest in ourselves and our own growth, we often become more confident,
More
more
engaged.
inspiring to the people around us.
It's like we become these catalysts for positive change, inspiring others to embrace their own growth journeys.
And speaking of inspiring journeys, there's one more piece of this puzzle that I think we need to explore.
The quest for meaningful work.
It's something so many people struggle with.
Figuring out what they're meant to do.
How to find a job that they actually love.
So are you ready to dive into this final piece of the puzzle?
I am. Join us for part 3 of this deep dive, where we explore how to find work that lights you up from the inside out.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We're in the final stretch of our exploration, and we've saved a big one for last: the quest for meaningful work.
It's the million-dollar question, isn't it? We've talked about aligning personal and professional growth.
Keeping those two things in sync.
Yeah, but how do we actually figure out where that path is leading us? How do we find work that truly lights us up?
It's something so many of us are thinking about. There's no single roadmap or anything.
But there are definitely some strategies that can help.
Guide us along the way.
Yeah, it all starts with some serious soul-searching.
So we're bringing back that values check-in.
Yes. It's time for a revisit.
Okay.
What are those non-negotiables, the things that really drive you? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world?
And this time, let's think about those values in a bigger context. How do they connect to your skills?
Your interests.
Your experiences?
What are you naturally drawn to? What are those activities that make you completely lose track of time?
And what kind of problems are you drawn to solving?
Those are the clues we're looking for.
It's like we're detectives.
Exactly. It's about connecting the dots and seeing the bigger picture.
Okay, I like it.
Sometimes it can even be helpful to think back to when you were a kid. What were you passionate about back then? What were your big dreams? Often, those early passions hold some clues to our deeper callings.
Oh, I love that. It's like tapping into that pure excitement we had before the world told us what we should be doing. But let's be real, sometimes our passions don't translate into an obvious career path.
Yeah, and we have to consider practical things too.
Like paying the bills.
Work-life balance.
Having time for the things we love.
Right. It's about finding that sweet spot where our passions, our skills, and our lifestyle needs all come together.
And sometimes that takes experimentation.
For sure. It might mean trying out different roles,
Volunteering.
taking on some side projects to see what really clicks for you.
It's about giving ourselves permission to explore and to learn and to just discover what truly sparks joy.
Exactly.
And that search might take time. It's rarely a straight line from point A to point B.
Yeah, there will probably be some detours and unexpected turns.
But the key is to stay curious, open to new possibilities.
Keep learning
About yourself.
and the world around you. Now, here's a thought-provoking question for you. What if meaningful work isn't about finding the perfect job title?
Or landing a dream gig at some specific company.
What if it's about creating meaning within the work that you're already doing?
I love that. So it's about taking ownership of our experience, finding ways to make it align with our values.
Having a positive impact, even in our own little corner of the world.
Maybe it's about bringing more creativity into your current role, or taking on a new challenge, or mentoring a colleague, or just showing up as your most authentic self every day.
Sometimes those small shifts can make a huge difference in how we experience our work and how we feel about the contributions that we're making. It's about finding those little pockets of meaning and making them bigger. But what if you're feeling really stuck? Like your current work just has nothing to do with your values and passions.
That's a tough spot to be in. What do you do then?
Well, it might be time to consider a bigger shift. It could be a career transition, a move to a new company, or even taking the leap into entrepreneurship.
Wow, that's a big step.
It can be a little scary, but it can also be really liberating. It's about trusting that you'll find your way.
Having that faith in yourself.
Yeah. And remember, you don't have to do this alone. There are tons of resources available.
Career coaches,
Mentors,
online communities.
networking groups,
Don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help.
especially from people who have walked a similar path.
This is where that sense of community is so important.
Surround yourself with people who inspire you.
Challenge you.
Believe in your dreams. They can be amazing sources of support and encouragement along the way.
And one final thought to keep in mind. This is a journey, not a destination.
Yeah, what feels meaningful today might change over time.
As you grow,
Your interests change.
your priorities change.
Even your definition of meaningful work might change. It's all about staying flexible, curious, and connected to those core values that guide you.
It's about creating a career and a life that feels truly authentic and fulfilling. Well, It seems we've reached the end of our deep dive.
We did it.
But remember, this isn't just about listening and absorbing information. It's about putting these ideas into action. So as we wrap up today, I'd love for you to reflect on this question. What's one thing you're taking away from this deep dive? What's one step you can take today to align your personal and professional growth and create a more meaningful work life?
Hold on to that question. And remember, growth is a journey, not a destination. Embrace the process, celebrate your wins, and never stop learning.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. Until next time, keep diving deeper into your own growth and discovery.